Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Friday, August 18th, 2023. The Morongo Basin is bracing for extreme weather as Hurricane Hilary moves north and east up from Baja California. Hurricane Hilary, currently considered a Category 4 storm, is now expected to make landfall in Mexico sometime today and head north and east towards our areas and the greater Mojave Desert, Las Vegas, and Colorado River Valley areas. Hurricane conditions are not expected in California, as the storm's intensity will diminish as it moves north, but the weather will still be extreme and potentially dangerous. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch for our area, which goes into effect tomorrow morning and remains in place until Monday afternoon. Some predictions suggest that our area may receive up to 7 inches of rain over the next few days. The National Weather Service said, quote, "To say this is an unusual weather pattern would be a huge understatement." Today, you can expect showers and thunderstorm activity, along with windy conditions that will steadily increase throughout the weekend, peaking on Sunday, where there is currently a 100% chance of precipitation. The hurricane is expected to be downgraded to a tropical depression by Monday. Morongo Basin residents are asked to avoid any unnecessary travel this weekend, and those considering a visit to our area should come at another time. The town of Yucca Valley is providing free sandbags to residents concerned about rushing water. You can find a list of locations at this story at Z107.7fm.com. All drivers should avoid major wash channels when flowing water is present. Remember to turn around, don't drown. Joshua Tree National Park managers announced last night that they are closing several areas of the park that they consider to be particularly vulnerable to flooding. These closures will go into effect this evening as a preemptive measure in anticipation of Hurricane Hilary. Additionally, the public is advised against driving on Geology Tour Road. The national park asks locals and visitors to, quote, reconsider outdoor activities for this weekend and to stay safe. On last Friday's Z107.7 Up Close show, host Gary Daigneault spoke with Chair of the County Board of Supervisors and local 3rd District Representative Don Rao, where they discussed the importance of native plants on private properties in the Morongo Basin, especially during monsoon season. A conversation about land use issues began with the importance of getting permits when grading your property.
Even in the county, we try to encourage spot grading only. Leave your native vegetation because it really truly holds a lot of that dirt in place. And the minute you scrape that soil, you're coming back with non-native weeds and things, and hula hoeing becomes a full-time job.
Rao discussed the importance of educating people about some of the practical purposes that our native vegetation serves, specifically during the rainy season.
And this is a question of your private property rights versus the need to educate. But if you have somebody that comes from out of the area and they think, oh, this is a great idea to uproot these native plants, and then all of a sudden then they have their first monsoon, then all of a sudden they have a new, flow and water channel running through because they really have uprooted the native plants. And so that balance between educating and mandating.
You can hear the full interview with Supervisor Rao by listening to the Up Close show as a podcast at Z107.7fm.com or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yucca Valley Police Department has announced an extra enforcement initiative for today as they seek out distracted and intoxicated drivers. A DUI enforcement period will be in effect from 4 p.m. today until midnight, with additional police units on the road looking specifically for drivers who have been impaired by alcohol and drugs, be they legal or illegal. Throughout the entirety of today, additional law enforcement resources will be used to enforce distracted driving laws. Under current law, drivers are not allowed to hold a phone or electronic communications device while operating a vehicle. This includes talking, texting, or using an app. Using a handheld cell phone while driving is punishable by a fine. Violating the hands-free law for a second time within 36 months of a prior conviction for the same offense will result in a point being added to a driver's record. Though the enforcement period is specifically in effect today, local law enforcement agencies and Z107.7 remind all drivers to stay alert and stay sober every day here in the Morongo Basin. Last Saturday, during a special meeting, The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors appointed and swore in celebrated community member Steve Hayden to the board's remaining 5th seat. Here with a closer look at Hayden is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
As the vice president of the Morongo Valley Youth Softball League and their permanent empire for the last several seasons, Steve Hayden has been a proud Morongo resident since 2014. Hayden's family history in Morongo goes further back, however, when his grandfather finished building a house here in 1956, used as a headquarters for family reunions before gifting it to Hayden's parents in 1978. Hayden says, quote, "While many things have changed over the years, Morongo has basically stayed simple and relaxed, which I love so much," unquote. Hayden loves interacting with parents and kids through the league events, and when asked what brought him to apply for the CSD, Hayden said, quote, "I witnessed a need for help at the CSD and decided it would be a good thing to try to help in any way possible. It is an honor and to me a privilege to have been elected to fill the 5th seat, and I'll do the best I can to represent the community I love," unquote. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
There are back-to-school events this afternoon and evening for elementary schools across the Morongo Basin. 29 Palms Elementary School has a Meet the Teacher event starting at 1:30 p.m. Oasis Elementary School's pre-K, TK, and kindergarten begins at 4 p.m. Condor Elementary School will have a scavenger hunt to familiarize families with the campus. That's taking place tonight, starting at 4 p.m. Yucca Mesa and Palm Vista Elementary Schools back-to-school nights start at 4:30 p.m. Friendly Hills, Landers, and Morongo Valley Elementary all begin at 5 p.m., and Joshua Tree and Onaga begins at 5:30 p.m. You can find this schedule of back-to-school nights on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Walk this way to Tortoise Rock Casino and dream on with Aeromyth, a tribute to Aerosmith. You'll be feeling some sweet emotions as this fabulous act takes the stage to some of rock and roll's most iconic hits. You won't want to miss a thing. This free concert series, called Live at the Rock, is running every Friday through the end of July and features a fantastic tribute band that will be playing hit songs at the casino's outdoor stage. It is running every Friday through the end of August. All shows begin at 8 p.m. at Tortoise Rock Casino in 29 Palms. For a list of upcoming acts, see this story at Z107.7fm.com or visit tortoiserockcasino.com. And finally, this weekend will be a good one to stay inside with a book or two, and there's a sale where you can score a whole bag of books on Saturday morning for a weekend full of reading. Here with the scoop is bookworm Robert Hayden.
The Friends of the Joshua Tree Library will be holding a book sale from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, August 19th for only $2 a bag. Bags will be provided. While you're there, be sure to join the Friends of the Library. Your membership will help support the Joshua Tree branch. Your membership includes 10 free books from the Friends bookstore. And all funds go back into the Joshua Tree Library and their special programs. The Joshua Tree Library is super cozy, air-conditioned, and located on Park Boulevard just north of Highway 62 in beautiful, bustling downtown Joshua Tree, California. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.
Has the dream of homeownership felt just out of reach for you? Make